When you think of otters, also think about the importance of leaning on the people around you to achieve your goals. They're not alone, and neither should you be. These air-breathing, aquatic giants are proof that in the Amazon, everything is a matter of adaptation and synergy. Each creature has its own unique way of breathing, interacting, and thriving in an environment that, at first, seems to be full of challenges. But deep down, the lesson is always the same: life in the Amazon is about balance. Now, can we apply this balance to our own lives? After all, the Amazon teaches us that sometimes we need to take a step out of the water and breathe a little in order to continue living fully. Butterflies and camouflaged insects. In the heart of the Amazon, the colorful and beautiful camouflaged butterflies and insects are a spectacle in themselves. The glass-winged butterfly, for example, uses its transparency as a natural shield, becoming almost invisible among the leaves. This camouflage phenomenon is not only fascinating, it serves as a lesson in how to be discreet and yet effective. Sometimes, the key to success is not in showing yourself to the world, but in acting wisely, in moments of calm and discretion. Who would have thought that a simple butterfly could teach us so much about the art of protecting ourselves? And, if transparency is an example of subtlety, the owl butterfly is an example of strategic intelligence. Its wings, which imitate the eyes of a predator, are an intelligent defense against enemies. Imagine, then, the importance of always being prepared to face challenges, using the camouflage of experience and wisdom. Life teaches us that in some situations, we need to create an appearance of strength to dissuade those who try to harm us. The trick is to know how to use these strategies wisely. Macaws and social communication. Macaws are truly one of the greatest symbols of social communication in the Amazon. With their vibrant colors and remarkable intelligence, they are not only beautiful, but also extremely social. Macaws form lasting emotional bonds and live in groups, interacting in complex and dynamic ways. When you watch a macaw in action, you quickly understand that, for them, communication is not just an exchange of sounds, but a strategy to strengthen bonds, share information, and even ensure survival. This teaches us that, in our lives, effective communication is an essential tool, not only to grow, but to thrive in society. However, not everything is so simple for these birds. Unfortunately, many species of macaws are threatened due to illegal trafficking and habitat loss. What was once abundant is now increasingly rare. It is a reminder of the impact of human actions on the environment. When nature speaks, with its colors and sounds, we need to listen. Like the macaw, we too are at risk when our connections with others, and the world around us, are broken. Every action, whether for conservation or not, leaves a legacy. The free-flying macaw also teaches us the importance of maintaining our freedom of expression and community. So when you think about macaws, think not only of their beauty, but also of their message. Life is about building strong and sustainable connections. They show us that by caring for the collective and fostering open communication, society can thrive. And while the forest pulsates with the energy of these birds, there are other creatures that also need attention to ensure that their communication and their environment remain preserved. Can we learn to apply this same communicative power to our own relationships? Glass frogs and manatees. The glass frogs of the Amazon are undoubtedly one of the most fascinating creatures in the ecosystem. With their transparent skin, they offer a unique insight into the natural world. When observing them, we can even see their beating hearts, a powerful reminder of the life that flows within each being. These frogs not only survive in one of the most hostile environments on the planet, but they do so in a way that is completely integrated with their nature. Their transparency is a strategy to avoid predators, as if their very essence were a form of defense. Sometimes, being transparent in our intentions can also be a form of protection, showing who we are without hiding anything, but always with the wisdom that not everything should be revealed. And if the glass frog symbolizes vulnerability and resilience, the Amazonian manatee is an example of peaceful adaptation and tranquility. These gentle giants, which can weigh up to 600 kilograms, are known for their calm nature and their crucial role in maintaining the aquatic ecosystem. They consume up to 200 kilograms of vegetation per day, helping to control the growth of aquatic plants and maintain the balance of aquatic fauna. The relationship between the manatee and the underwater vegetation is symbiotic. It feeds in a balanced way, which allows the environment to remain healthy for the other species. Sometimes, the secret to balance is not in fighting, but in knowing what is necessary to maintain harmony around you. Both creatures, glass frogs and manatees, represent unique forms of adaptation and survival, whether through transparency as a defense or the peace they bring to their habitat. They teach us that every action in the ecosystem, no matter how small it seems, has an impact. How can we apply this lesson to our lives? How can we be more mindful of our surroundings while also creating spaces of harmony and preservation? When we see these creatures, we realize that nature, like life, is full of complexity and interconnection. But there are even more wonders ahead, and perhaps the next forest creature will have something to teach us as well. Predators and the balance of prey. In the Amazon, predators play a vital role in keeping the ecosystem in balance. The black caiman, for example, is a master hunter on both land and water. Its ability to move silently and strike with precision makes it one of the most efficient predators in the region. However, what many people don't know is that these predators, despite their ferocity, are also essential for controlling the populations of other species. They prevent certain creatures from proliferating excessively, ensuring that the natural balance is maintained. This teaches us a powerful lesson. In the world, the balance between opposing forces is what allows everything to function harmoniously. And alongside the caiman, we have the red piranha, which is another social hunter. Its powerful bite and cooperative nature in groups make it an unbeatable predator when it is in a group. Although they may be feared for their aggressiveness, piranhas play a fundamental role in cleaning rivers and maintaining the health of the aquatic environment. They feed on carrion, helping to prevent the spread of diseases. In a way, the red piranha reminds us of the importance of group collaboration. As in life, joining forces can generate immeasurable results, much more so than if each person acts alone. As much as these creatures are predators, they are not simply threats to life. They are part of a larger cycle, in which each act of hunting is also a way of ensuring ecological balance. They teach us about the need for action and reaction in nature, where everything has a fundamental role to play. And while predators maintain the balance, other beings in the forest perform equally vital functions, perhaps with very different tactics and skills, but equally essential. Are we ready to understand how all these roles intertwine in an invisible but indispensable way? Rivers and geography of the region. The Amazon is not just a forest, it is also a vast maze of rivers that cut through the region, shaping and giving life to the ecosystem. The Amazon River, the largest in the world by volume of water, once had a different course. Before the rise of the Andes, this river flowed in the opposite direction, towards the Pacific Ocean. It is fascinating to think how geological changes have changed the course of one of the most important rivers on Earth, just as changes that occur in our lives can reorient our paths. The history of the Amazon River is a reminder that, on our journey, changes are inevitable, but with them, new possibilities arise. Another fascinating aspect of the geography of the Amazon is the meeting of the waters, where the Amazon River meets the Rio Negro. The waters of both rivers do not mix immediately, creating a visible contrast that can be seen for miles. This is because the waters of the Rio Negro are more acidic and have a lower temperature than those of the Amazon. This phenomenon is an example of how two seemingly opposite worlds can coexist without overlapping. It can be a metaphor for our lives, where different perspectives and experiences can coexist, enriching the whole, without one needing to swallow the other. The way the Amazon rivers intertwine and influence the ecosystem shows the importance of water in creating a perfect balance. As in the rainforest water cycle, where evaporation, plant transpiration and precipitation create a continuous flow, we can learn that the changes we experience are also part of a cycle. Everything has a role to play, from major geographical changes to small daily decisions. This leads us to reflect on the impact of our actions and how, by being connected to the environment around us, we can navigate our own changes more harmoniously. Human impacts and conservation. The human impact on the Amazon rainforest is one of the greatest challenges of our time. Deforestation, illegal mining and animal trafficking are just some of the threats that the Amazon faces daily. Every tree that is cut down, every hectare of land that is destroyed, has a direct impact on biodiversity and the balance of the ecosystem. The forest, which is one of the largest carbon sinks on the planet, is losing its ability to absorb CO2, contributing to the worsening of climate change. This is an alarming reality that demands immediate action, but also a reflection on how our daily choices impact the future. On the other hand, nature conservation in the Amazon is becoming an urgent, but not impossible, mission. Several preservation efforts are being made, through NGOs, local communities and even public policies, to try to reverse the situation. The preservation of Amazonian biodiversity, with its medicinal plants, unique fauna and water resources, is crucial not only for Brazil, but for the entire planet. One of the most effective ways to help is to support conservation and conscious consumption projects. Imagine that, by choosing to support brands that invest in sustainable practices, you are directly contributing to the protection of the planet's green lung. Yet global warming continues to be a growing threat. The effects of climate change are already visible. More intense droughts, irregular rainfall, and rising global temperatures. All of this is damaging the Amazon ecosystem, threatening its plants and animals. However, every step we take towards environmental protection, whether through individual or collective actions, has the potential to create a positive effect, not only on the forest, but on the entire planet. The Amazon challenges us to reflect on our collective responsibility in preserving one of the world's greatest natural treasures. What can you do to ensure that this legacy continues for future generations? Now that you have seen some of the most impressive wonders of the Amazon rainforest, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? The future of our biodiversity in the Amazon is in our hands, and perhaps the actions you take from now on could be the key to preserving this heritage. So, what can you do today to contribute? It could be something as simple as supporting conservation initiatives or even educating others about the importance of this forest. If each of us does our part, the chances of saving the Amazon and, with it, the balance of our planet, increase considerably. But don't stop there. Keep exploring, learning and, most importantly, taking action. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more transformative content about the natural world. This is just the beginning of a journey of awareness and action. What are you waiting for to make a difference? The planet is counting on you.